Yo, what's going on? Today is May 18th, 2025. It's 9:45 p.m. And this is the first podcast on the new MacBook. And there's going to be no difference. It's just, I just got it set up today. I got my old one cleared off, got it all backed up to this one. Now all I have to do is take it to the Apple Store and they can give me that almost $600 trade-in credit, which is pretty cool. But already I've noticed this thing is much, much faster with the things that I'm doing on it. And it is much smoother. And I like it all around. It's a different color. It's kind of refreshing. But even though it was more pricey, even if you, like on paper, even though it was more pricey, I do think this is a worthwhile investment. And it feels good. So I went from that midnight blue to the gold. And I think the last time I had anything gold from Apple was when I got the first iPhone 5S. And then when I got the iPhone, I don't know, maybe it was the 9 or 10, something like that. And then I've not had one since. Fun fact, I usually alternate every year with the dark or a light color. So I'll go gray or then I'll go silver or the gold or whatever. But the last 2 years I haven't, or the last 4 years, I've gotten a phone every other year. So I never had a 14. I never had a 14. I never had a 12. I went 11, 13. Now I have a 15. So, and I think the 17 comes out this year because there's a 16 right now, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is there? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so the 16s are out. Holy shit. It's crazy because I used to be on top of that, but now I just, whatever. So we got the gold one. It's pretty nice. I like it. And anyway, enough about that. So this is what I was just thinking about before I started recording this, dude. So I like the fact that I'm working for Mina. I like that I have some stuff lined up there. This is going to be tomorrow's going to be the first day of we're kicking it off. It's kind of like the first full week that I'm going to have working for him. So that's pretty exciting. So it's going to be every day, 2 hours a day. I really would like it to be closer to 3. Maybe I'll ask him tomorrow if it can be 3. Just because I feel like I can get so much more done with those 3 hours, with that extra hour. And then, 3 times 6 is 18. It's much closer to 20, which is the best case scenario goal that I had written out. So, and maybe with time it can be more and more and more. I don't know. But there's that. And then we have the working for Brian. And straight up, dude, like I kind of just don't want to, And the reason for that is because everything is so hit and miss. There's ass communication. I don't know what I'm doing as far as like what projects they need or whatever. And when I reach out to someone, usually it's Brian. My voice cracked twice in 5 words. That's insane. But I'll reach out to Brian. I'll say, hey, man, like, what do you need? Pretty much, he'll say, hey, we need this. And I guess I can't be beggy choosy, because they provided me an opportunity. They're paying me for it. But it's like, hey, man, what do you need? And he's like, I need a spreadsheet that has these columns and this. And like, truthfully speaking, if I were to just make a spreadsheet and not worry about anything else or making it fancy or making it whatever, like this shit takes 8 minutes, dude. And I don't know what it is, dude. So I think for me, it's that these aren't big projects that take a lot of time. Everything that I'm doing right now takes 10 minutes tops. For me to spend more time on it, it's just making it nicer, making things look better, adding a couple formulas here to get a little bit more information, things like that. And it's cool, dude, but it's just like, give me a fat fucking project to work on. Let me spend the next month working on it and then I'll deliver. I want to do stuff like that. Or have a consistent workload daily where it's like, okay, I'm going to log in this time. I'm going to work on this thing. And once that thing's done, I know I need to work on this thing. And because it seems like that's what I've got going on with Mina. Like, I've got a laundry list of things. What's up, babe? I've got a laundry list of things that I need to do. And I'm kind of upset because I don't have enough time in those 2 hours to do them. What's up, babe? So, what's up, babe? Oh, man. Sorry, babe. I got to put you on mute. I'm podcasting. Hold on. Oh, she's liking my stuffs. Anyway, so I don't know what it is, but like I just want to not even entertain that whole thing. I kind of want to just focus on learning my own stuff. And I don't know, dude. So like I want to do that, but then I also, that's a lot of extra money. You know what I mean? Especially because they're cutting me loose with the CLA for work by working for it, you know. So if we look at my hours right now, I'm at 14.7. I was pretty much at 14 hours on May 4th, and I have not really put in any time since. I put in like 45 minutes on May 15th. That's it. So I need to work an hour and a half longer, and then I won't have to pay shit for the CLA this month, that's the goal. But yeah, he wanted me to make this student tracker sheet, and I don't know, dude. The other thing is, this is a bigger part, but it's never just one-on-one communication. It's never, hey, I'll talk with so-and-so, I'll let you know. It's always, I get thrown into a group chat, and I'm part of like 10 different group chats with Brian. So it's like me, Brian, and then we got another lady, and me, Brian, and then a videographer, and then another guy, and me, Brian, two other marketing people, and then it's like, dude, just I don't know. I don't like that. I would rather just one-on-one. Hey, bro, appreciate the text. I'll figure it out. Get back to you. Or hey, man, not sure. Text so and so. They'll help you out. Whatever. But getting thrown into all these group chats, and then dude, maybe it works for them. Or maybe I just got to get used to it. I don't know. But it's just, my Lord, dude. I don't know. So just annoyed with that. But I do need to do it so I can get some extra money straight up. And yeah, that's that. So anyway, I do feel like tomorrow is kind of a more, I don't want to say special day, but more of a special day because it's the start of my first week not being employed where I work. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like first day of the rest of whatever I got going on. So even though last week, you know, I worked the 12th to 13th and then that was it. Just kind of already had a full week off, but I started on the 14th. That was my first day off. But yeah, tomorrow is day one, like the first day of the week, kicking things off with Mina. It's the start of this new chapter of the new week, you know. And we all know how I feel about the weeks and the months and the days, just fucking man-made bullshit measurement sticks. But all that aside, it is kind of cool to think that tomorrow is it, you know, starting everything off. And with that in mind, I just want to get crystal clear on what I'm going to do. So I got 8 to 10 a.m. EmiFit operations. What I'm going to do is actually I got my calendar. I'm going to go 10:30 to 12:30, learn coding. I'm just going to make that every day just so we can repeats every day except, repeats every day actually. Learn coding. Going to make that a different color. And that's going to be at 10:30. Just going to give myself a little gap there. So put that on there. And then I need to put the gym on there. I just need to go to the gym the same exact time every day. That's what I need to do. We're actually going to do coding for an hour and a half because I want to hit the gym earlier. So let's make that 12 o'clock. Save all events. And then from 12:30 to 2, gym. And now I fully intend to change all this later because I'm sure that it's just not going to work out the way that I want it to, and that's fine. Make the gym orange for now. That's going to repeat. I don't know. Let's go. Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wait, no. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Let's just do that. I don't know. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to click done. Just getting some shit on the calendar. I'll figure out everything else as I go. But what I need to do as well is I need to treat my days as if I'm working, and only do things that are for work and myself and the future of what I'm trying to do. Meaning, for example, I used to work 5 a.m. on paper, 5 a.m. to 2:30. So that means I'd have to get up around 4, leave my house 4:30. I wouldn't get home till about 2:45 if I didn't hit the gym. So a little over 10 hours. So what I need to do is allocate that same amount of time for work and treat it as if I'm at work. So I can't go over here. I can't go do this. Can't answer the phone here. I can't go over here and do whatever. Now, obviously, there's some exceptions because where's the freedom in restricting myself so much so? You know, if I want, I could go get coffee with my mom. If I want, I could hit the gym in the middle of the day, and I fully plan to. So that's an exception. But I think I need to treat it the same way. So it's like I wake up, you know, get ready for the day, shower, as if I'm going to work, because I am, and then treat it the same way. That's what I need to do. Just a matter of having the discipline to do it. So, because right now we've got 8 to 10 ME Fit, and we've got 10:30 to 12 Learn Coding, and there's that half-hour gap there, like if I want to eat or if I need to do something, I have to take a break for work, right? And then we've got the gym, 12:30 to 2, and I'll probably do, 2:30 to whatever needs to be something else. But, I mean, when you look at this, it's like work stuff, it's only 2 hours. I mean, if you want to say learning coding is part of it, then, we've got 3.5 hours. But I need 7 more hours on here. So that means I need to go from 2:30 to 9:30, just pure work, and start wrapping up, do the podcast, all that stuff. Or just wake up earlier, but I don't want to wake up earlier, dude. Like, I'm cool waking up at 6 or 7. I don't really want to wake up at 4 if I don't have to. 5 is fine if I were to go to bed right now, which it's likely that I could do that. But I think 6 is going to be the sweet spot. If I go to bed around 10, 10:30, 11, wake up at 6, that's going to be fine because that gives me 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Seems to work better for me. So, yeah, just trying to figure out this schedule, trying to figure out how I can be most productive, I almost kind of want to tell Mina, like, let's do 7 to 9, so that way it gets my day going a little bit sooner. But I want to spend the freshest, the crispiest hours of my day where I'm peak energy, peak focus, peak optimism, working on my own shit. But it's like, what is my own shit, Like, what am I working on for me? And the answer is nothing. I'm just trying to learn how to code. And truthfully, I just want to get a foundation of all this stuff done, because I don't expect to be a master full stack developer by the time I finish all this Mimo stuff. But I do expect to understand a lot more and have a basis of understanding of what I'm looking at, what's going on. Because that's only going to be beneficial for me long term. So I want to do that, but in the meantime, it's like I want to, I don't know. I feel like with this big old gap that I have, the 4.5 months that I have with this resignation, I want to do things that are going to make me the most amount of money, because that whole plan that I have of getting out of debt, it kind of relies on, let me get that spreadsheet pulled up, kind of relies on me doing all these extra hours. So let's pull this up, deferred or not. I think it's this one. So Mina money, 12 hours. So this is, okay, yes, resignation, Mina money, Brian bucks. 30, what the hell is this? 30. What's the difference? Part Brian. Wait, what the hell is the difference in this? I'm confused. All right, well, whatever. So we got, if I'm working 12 hours for Mina and 20 hours a week for Brian, which I'm not getting that. I could, if I started, here's the thing. I absolutely could get a shitload of hours in if I started doing more things for making a website and making some kind of software and doing all that shit for him. because he said that would be a me project. So I'm honestly interpreting that as in, I have no guidance for you, bro. It's all up to you. Good luck. But if I could do that, I think that'd be pretty sick. Plus, I'd get paid for it. Plus, it's teaching me stuff. So I think it's what I am going to have to force myself to do to get them up to hours. But if I did not, let's actually just do this live. Let's do this live. Hold on. So let's make a new copy of this shit. Copy, paste. Let's make this one orange. Make this one 4. Okay. So Mina's going to stay at 12. Brian's going to go to 0. We're going to see what happens. So, don't even know how I made this. See, the problem with me, dude, is when I make these spreadsheets for myself, I put all the numbers there and I just look at, I just know what things are when I'm making it. But then when I come back later to edit it or something like that, it's like, what the fuck what am I looking at here? Payoff amounts. Oh, man. Let's just, so let's make Brian 0. So that means I wouldn't be able to pay off a loan until July. And that means I wouldn't be able to sorry, I was going to do this live, but I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, to be honest. Well, anyway, let's just talk about this real quick. I already have talked about this maybe 14 episodes ago. But so I have a whole scenario. Yes, resignation plus working for Brian plus working for Mina. 12 hours Mina, 20 hours Brian. So this is what it would be. So at the end of May, I should have this is assuming I've worked 20 hours a week for Brian, which is not the case. But I should have, I should be $2,000 in the positive, and then that would carry over into next month. And so it'd be June. At the very end of June, I would have I would have $4,500 in the positive. Put some money into savings. And then I would then pay off my loan. That'd free up more money. Then in July, I'd be $3,800 in the positive total. I'd have 24. Okay. August, I'd be $6,316 in the positive. September, I would be $8,700 in the positive, and I would be able to pay off my car at that point. That frees up money. October, my rent would go down, and I would no longer have the resignation, which sucks. But because of the less rent and the no car payment, that would free up quite a bit. So that would mean that I'm actually negative per month at this point, which is no good. Wait, where does that? Yeah, I'm negative per month, but there is a bonus from my PTO and from my first retirement. So I'm looking at, I don't even know how much that would be. 40. I think gross income would be close to 7,000, but with tax and all that horse shit, I'd probably see like $4,000 of that. So that'd be cool. And that would allow me to, what would that allow me to do? Pay off some credit card. Where do these differ? I'm looking at what I made here. What the fuck did I make? Like just different. I don't know. So that's if Mina is at 12 hours and Brian stays at 20. But if I convince Mina to get me 18, that boosts it by, what would that be? 180 times 4. So that would be 720. So 720 extra per month. So over the course of the next 5 months, that's $3,500 extra. So I don't know. I think the bottom line is I need to just tough it out with Brian, get that money, get myself out of debt, and then figure things out when the time comes. If I need to get a job or if I need to do whatever, then so be it. But at least I'll be out of debt, and at least I'll be a lot more financially healthy. But what I need to do is just focus on learning so that I can get a job if I need to. I think it's just smart to do that, not financially necessarily, but just to have the job of coding so that I am around it all day. I can ask questions to people who know it, because as of right now, I don't know one person in my life who is a software developer that I can just reach out and be like, hey, dude, you know anything about this? Gabriel Pete Thomas is my closest homie for this, but that's ChatGPT in case you're new. GPT, Gabriel Pete Thomas. And I don't know, man. There's a lot of variables, and no pun intended if you're a coder there's a lot of variables here. There's a lot of things in the air where I just don't know. One thing I do know is that I want to make some kind of course or curriculum for myself, to be honest, but if I can help other people and then somehow kind of monetize that with ads or by charging a very small subscription, that would be cool. Because I've talked about how I could, I guess, teach this a little bit more clearly, because a lot of this stuff makes perfect sense and I love it. But I'm like, dude, we could just hammer home some points if you just went the extra mile and just laid out some things so it was visually more appealing, or if you gave multiple examples and just said, if we did this, if we changed this one thing, this is what would happen. If we changed this one thing, this is what would happen. And then just deconstruct every part of the code so that somebody could get it instantly. I've never seen anything like that. So kind of want to do that for myself, because sometimes what I'll do when I'm doing these lessons is I will talk to myself out loud. I'll say, okay, let me actually pull something up. So for example, we have function turn bold, parentheses, open brace. So I will say out loud, okay, so function turn bold. So this function is called turn bold, and when is it activated? So I look in the index, if I look in the HTML file, looks like button on click turn bold means when this button clicks. So when somebody clicks this button, it's going to run the function turn bold. And this is literally what I'm saying to myself. And that function makes a constant called L, and this constant grabs the P elements from the document. And what it does is I don't even know what the fuck's going on, to be honest with you. It grabs the data from all the classes and all the bolds. So in this case, it would be it would look at the button that says turn bold. It'd look at that, and then it would make it bold. It would make the paragraphs bold. That's what it would do. And then below that, it says function turn italic, same thing. So I would just make an assumption that it is doing the same thing. I was right on. I have a little button turn bold, little button turn italic. So I will literally speak out loud and do that shit to myself. And I'm like, dude, what if I just did that with every single thing, polished it off, and then just recorded myself talking about it and then typing about it? And then I just made a little tiny curriculum, BQ coding. I've actually been calling myself Codex on Mimo, because Codex is an ancient script or ancient writing. Pretty sure that's what it means. Now, honestly, I got it from RuneScape because I'm a nerd ass like that, but I thought it was cool. And I was like, Codex, huh? That's pretty cool. Let's see what's the definition? Codex is an ancient book made of stacked handwritten pages. A historian might study a medieval codex full of beautiful calligraphy and illustrations decorated with gold leaf. Codex. Ancient manuscript text in book form. An official list of medicines, chemicals, etc. What else is there? Origin. Codex, block of wood. Late 16th century, denoting a collection of statutes from Latin, literally block of wood, later denoting a block split into leaves or tablets for writing on, hence a book. Interesting. So we had books back then made of blocks of wood. Now, before anyone's like, oh, papers come from trees. Think about like a 1/4-inch sheet of wood, some plywood. That's a page. That's fucking crazy, bro. Anyway, I've been calling myself that, so I just call the course Codex Curriculum. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter. But that's exciting to me. That sounds fun. I'm also teaching myself how to do the stuff, really getting crystal clear on what things do what. And I think, truthfully, that's what I'm most stoked about. Just being so crystal clear on this that I could actually help somebody else. Because this stuff is hard to wrap your head around sometimes, you know? Like function turnbull, parenthesis, open brace, const L equals document dot query selector, parenthesis, quotation mark P, quotation mark, parenthesis, semicolon. L dot set attribute, parenthesis, quotation mark class, quotation mark, comma, quotation mark, bold, quotation mark, parenthesis, semicolon, close brace. The fuck does that mean, bro? You know? So sometimes it clicks for me. Sometimes I'm like, okay, whoa, what? I gotta literally stand up and just kind of walk around because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So if I could make that easier for somebody else, I think that'd be awesome. So I think what I need to do is just allocate time to do that and figure something out. Just figure something out. Make my own course or something. Use ChatGPT, make a course. Make the actual spot where I would host the course and then I would write the lessons or whatever. And just go from there. I don't know, man. Sounds like a fun project to do on the side. Sounds like a great thing to do for like a portfolio thing if I wanted to get a job. 4 months is a long time to really do something for all this. If I just did one lesson every day, I'd have 120 lessons within the whole thing. That's 4 months, you know? So 120 lessons. I don't even know if I know 120 things about this stuff yet, you know? So I doubt it. So yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. You know, I have an open schedule. I have nothing going on. The only thing that I have going on consistently every week is a Zoom call, the team Zoom call with Mina, a one-on-one Zoom call with Mina, date night on Saturday, and that's it. I mean, you know, we have the gym and shit, but like that's the only thing that's consistent every week, the same time, no matter what. So I have shit, dude. Minus that, it's 5 hours, 6 hours, 6 hour, 168. So I've got like 120 hours of quote free time. So I need to use that shit, you know? Because if we have 168 hours a week, and let's just say I sleep 8 hours, minus that, it's 56. So we got 112 left. I don't sleep 8 hours, but 112 left. Minus date night, minus the calls, minus the gym. We'll just call it 100. I got 100 hours of, quote, free time per week. I need to use that shit. Yes, I do. Need to get organized. That's what I need to do. All right, guys, I'm done here. I don't really have much else to say, so I'm going to wrap this up, go upload it, and that's it. So, all right, that's it. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.